it kills me. And so
Yeah.
I love this because now you guys all get your time with us, and
Mm-hmm.
any question, any problem, any project, you get the answers to right then and there. So
And welcome back to the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John,
Hey,
what is up? It's been a while.
it is. That was a very Garrett
That was a
intro.
very, yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was a very, what is up?
Yeah, we're trying to get some consistency and normalcy back into
Yes.
things. I feel like we're almost there, and then as soon as we get there, then
else.
something else happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, just bear with us
Yep.
while we figure our shit
Yeah,
out. Quite
we'll get
literally.
this. But luckily, this show's still brought to you by.
Katie, she paid for the year, so she's stuck with us. Katie with Monarch Pine. If you're looking for findings or jewelry blanks, make sure to check out her website, monarchpine.com. And don't forget to use code Riley Black. I was going to say RileyBlack.com. No, use code Riley Black for 10% off.
That's right.
Of course, for patrons get more, though.
Of course, and if you're a patron, don't forget to join the TRBP Hangout Facebook group. It's where we do our After Darks, maybe, and we
Someday.
post all the discounts. And if you're not a patron, don't worry. The Riley Black Project Community Facebook group is for you as well. So with all that out of the way,
Yes.
we have special guest. He was audio only, right? The first time? Or
No,
was
he
it
was
video?
audio,
It was
but it was very early on.
It was very
And we
early.
didn't, know him yet.
Yeah, but we do now. Welcome to the show, the beard, the man, the beard, the legend.
You love his beard.
Yes, Braden with GS2 Awards. How's it going, man?
good, guys. Thanks for having me back. Finally,
course.
5-year hiatus here, but proud to be back and on the show. So appreciate it.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always, we have people on, we see you out everywhere, and then we forget how long it's been since you've been on the show.
Right.
Because we talk routinely
Yeah.
when we see each other, and it kind of feels like this. So we forget, like, oh, that's right, he hasn't officially been on the show, back on the show for
I'm
a
trying
while.
to remember, because it was, we should probably look and see when it was.
Right.
But I remember I was out in Colorado for something. Oh, no, it was Next Level a couple years ago. We were both flying. I was flying solo to Colorado.
Oh, right.
Afterwards, after Next Level, and we ended up being on the same flight.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, if you're in Boulder, stop by." And I was like, "Okay." But yeah, so we knew each other from the podcast before that, but we weren't friends yet, or I have his cell phone number now and I can text him. We weren't on those terms yet.
Which I'm going to check to see the last time you texted.
You what?
I said I'm going to check to see the last time you texted.
Today and yesterday.
Wow.
And last week.
But before then, who knows?
Yeah. It's probably about the podcast before. I want to look though. Let's see how long, because it's always so interesting to look and see when it was, because things change. Oh, of course, I have to do my login.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, while you do that,
Yes.
we're going to talk about. So we were there. Man, time is so much has happened that it seems like it was like a month ago, but I'm sure it was like a couple weeks.
No, it was about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were there visiting Dad, and you had a blazering event, and now you have another one coming up.
True. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the blazering events that you guys host.
So the blazering event's a unique combination of hands-on demos, learning, and basically overcoming that learning hump, or essentially. So it's how you combine your laser and then sandblasting processes to be able to be a little bit faster and more profitable on the engraving side for glassware, stones, memorial pieces, and anything in that realm. So what's unique about it is that we discovered the process whenever we first got a laser. So 2008, 2009, I started doing this process. And it's what made it possible for me as a one-man shop to actually turn orders. And by orders, I mean pallets of glassware just by myself. So I was doing the washout method where you would expose in electrolyte your transparency and the resist, wash it out, let it dry for an hour, and then hand place it, and then mask it, sandblast it, and then strip it down and go from there. So with lasering, it basically speeds up the entire process because you use your laser to actually cut the design. There's no dry time. There's no worrying that the image is going to be crooked because you placed it crooked. The laser takes care of all of our issues for us. And then you go straight to the sandblast, and it just streamlines everything a lot better. So we go through how to actually put that into your shop, incorporate it, and launch it. One of our last attendees, he actually sold 30, 40 pieces before he even left the class.
Wow.
So it's instantaneous results for your business. And I love it, passionate about it because it actually works and I know how to make it work.
Right. Yeah. What's his name? Josh Perry. He does that all the time. And he just did another wine glass the other day with
the glass or the bottle?
The bottle.
Yeah.
With the M and then like the whole background and like the relief like way, it always looks so good.
Yeah, sandblasting is just amazing. Like the feel of it, of the glass after it comes out and everything, and just the look of it. It's amazing. It's great.
Yeah, I never really wanted one, and then again, it takes that one or two times that you try it, and you're like, oh, okay, this is fun. Our 8-year-old was obsessed with it last time. He made, I don't know how many glasses.
He
4
made
or
4 or
5 when we made him finally stop.
I think he made he blasted the same glass twice. He made 2 mugs.
He did the top or the bottom and the side of one mug because he wanted just to do more. And I'm like, fine, do the bottom.
Yeah, he loved the blasting. And I mean, so do I. It's very like therapeutic. It's very like you get in the zone and you kind of like zone everything out, and it's just the piece you're working on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unlike sometimes we can get a little sidetracked from the laser because you hit start and you're either like watching it and like doing
then
something
you move
else.
on to something else.
Right.
On social
While
media, you're
monitoring.
posting.
Right. Yeah. Or you're recording it and everything. Where blasting, you got both hands in, like you're there. It's almost like riding a motorcycle. You're there.
Right.
I
You
always
can't be
sit around.
anywhere
It's
else.
like the yoga of the decoration industry. You're just sitting there meditating and focusing on it.
Right.
You feel, like just more relaxed. So everybody
Yeah.
go blast a bottle when you're stressed.
Yeah. Like Peter, happy circles. Do happy circles. What he said.
So I looked it up. You were on episode 114.
Okay.
May 29th, 2023.
Oh, 23.
Ooh.
So
Wow,
3
3 years.
years ago.
Oh, look at that. I'm like one of the originals.
Right? Yeah, definitely. And we're
Your
in
video-
episode 265 something now.
Yeah, this is 265, I
That's
believe.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, I mean, obviously a ton has changed in 3 years, right? You didn't have this learning center yet. When did that happen?
So that we've been working on the learning center for about 2 years. There was a tenant here currently, and we were going to sublet off of them. Then they decided they didn't want to sublet, so that kept pushing back our start date. And then we officially took over and had our grand opening last November of 2025. So then we were able to kick that off. So for those that don't know, we have Beyond the Beam Learning Center. So it's everything laser engraving, but then also beyond, because you need more than just the laser engraving to run a business. It can be UV printing, it can be sandblasting, graphics, marketing help, production help, tips and tricks on that, or even just materials and going over how to process them better for what you do have. So it's a 5,500 square foot facility that we have just decked out with Mimaki UV printers, Trotec lasers, Iconic sandblasters. Once we get a free minute, we're actually going to add glass kilns and then have a hot glass section as well too. So
Tell me about hot glass. What's that?
So basically you take a sheet of glass, right? And you either have a form, a mold, or a design, and then you heat it and slump it into that design and then create actual dishes, products, or jewelry items from there too. So all of that can be sandblasted, laser engraved. Whenever we did shows a lot back in 2008, give or take, we would do a lot of wine bottle dishes. So we would take the empty wine bottle, put it in a mold, and then start slumping it, which basically means it's melting and caving in on itself, and then stop the process when it formed a perfect dish so you can make trays and dishes for parties, events, and then engrave designs on them too.
Nice.
Or
Yeah, I've
you put it
seen.
down for spoon rest.
Right, yeah, I've seen the spoon rest or like a small like cheese tray that's made out of like a melted or flattened like wine bottle, that kind of stuff, right?
Yep, it's awesome. All you got to do is cook it. So,
Nice.
but then you
Just
can also
melted
take different pieces of glass and actually layer them, and then melt it all into one piece, and then form from there as well, too.
I've done that. I did some glass class, and I made a small like dish basically, but I mean not one you'd probably actually use. But I used pieces of glass to make a giraffe or two giraffes.
Right,
I
the
think.
the long ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I made
remember
like a giraffe on the like glass plate, and then you like set it there, and then they fire it, and then it makes it all one piece.
Yep.
I think I actually sold that in our latest garage sale.
Yes.
I didn't have anywhere to
We
put
just
that.
we just like got rid of it.
Yeah.
But
You didn't
yeah,
get rid of it. You sold it. Now you're a glass artist.
See, there you go.
Now you're an
right?
artist because you sold the piece. The Riley Black Project is sponsored by Monarch Pine.
Monarch Pine is your trusted source for premium laser blanks and jewelry findings. From large loop earring hooks made specifically for acrylic and wood earrings to laser-tested stainless steel necklace and bracelet blanks, they have everything you need to bring your creative ideas to life.
As a maker, you know the value of quality supplies. And that's exactly what Monarch Pine delivers. Whether you're crafting as a hobby or running a full-time business, their products make it easy to design confidently and create stunning pieces.
Head to monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off your order. Riley Black patrons get an even bigger discount, so don't miss out.
While you're at it, join the Monarch Pine Craft Supply Insiders Facebook group. It's a vibrant community where makers share tips, inspiration, and their incredible creations.
Monarch Pine, where your creativity takes center stage. Visit monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack today.
Not tomorrow.
Today.
Are you tired of endlessly joining jump rings?
There's gotta be an easier way.
Are your wrists aching after numerous orders? Introducing Keychain Thingies, the time-saving solution for anyone making keychains.
It's so fast and easy.
These revolutionary plastic thingies make large or multiple orders a snap. So easy, even a child can do it.
That was so easy.
So what are you waiting for? Go to keychainthingies.com and order now. Keychain Thingies will change your life. However, they should not be used to cure any medical ailments, repair broken relationships, or help lose weight. Do not use Keychain Thingies unless you want to save time and aggravation.
Where did the idea of the learning center come from?
My brain. So my goal, even whenever we had our engraving shop, right? Every piece of equipment I bought was with the idea that I wanted to expand into the wholesale market and really start supplying the other shops instead of just doing the engraving pieces.
Right.
So with that, whenever we started GS2 Awards, it was with the idea that we wanted to stop the trade secrets and not helping people and basically use all of our knowledge to give everybody. So since 2015, this has been on the horizon, but we finally got to the point where we could justify the additional costs of the facility. So it's always been in the works. It was just that next step that we were waiting to take.
Right.
And then we also have, there's usually like a 3 to 6 year lease on places out here. So we had to wait a long time for that to come out. So yeah. So whenever a building comes open now, we just jump on it as quick as we can.
Right.
And think about it later.
Well, and then it's right across the parking lot from you guys. So it's obviously an easy like hop skip because your production's over here and then the learning center is literally like just right across the parking lot. So just perfect placement too.
Whenever we need more wood or acrylic or blanks or anything, we just run across the parking lot, grab it, and then keep the class going. It's great.
Right.
And the other, I guess, selfish thing is it's nice now because we can do classes at any point and we don't have to stop production at the other shop to have everything available. So it kind of streamlines classes production and keeping everything flowing. So if you guys are ordering while we're doing a class, you don't have to worry that it's not going to ship for another 3 days. It's still, everything's still moving.
Yeah. We went over Allison took us over briefly to look at the production side, and I totally felt like we were interrupting things because they were working away, and we're like, "Hey, excuse me, just scooching through. What you doing?" So but yeah, it was cool that it was cool that it was right there. So you're having the blazering this Thursday and Friday, so this will already be passed by the time this airs. But you're also having another open house. And then we didn't talk about that one yet, right?
No.
Yeah. So which we went to last time when we were out there visiting with my dad, and you try to have those somewhat regularly. So tell us about like how the open houses work.
So the open house is, I like to also call it a mini trade show. So we invite all of our favorite vendors over. So with this one, we'll have Iconics Imaging, JDS is going to be there. Chance with Brimco is going to be there showing how to make hats and doing hat processes as well. And then Monarch Pine, CMB equipment or acrylic. Everything's equipment in my brain.
Right.
CMB acrylic, they're all coming out as well too. So we have a great collection of vendors, but then instead of it just being a trade show where you come in and everybody's trying to shove the show special down your throat and make you buy something, it's more of here's what you can do using these products, these machines. And even if you don't have a Trotec laser that we sell, we can still show you how to do it and what to look for as an issue when you're running it at your shop, so you know how to overcome it with your own equipment as well too. So it's a little bit of a trade show, a little bit of a learning opportunity. And then I actually forgot, Corel Trainer signed on last minute too, so now we have the graphic support end here as well too.
That's awesome.
So, lots.
I really like the smaller kind of like drop-in or meetup classes that are just like becoming more popular now because they're really good low pressure ways, one, to hang out with other laser people, to try other things that you maybe haven't had the opportunity to try. When you go to these trade shows and bigger conferences, sometimes it can be hard to actually get that one-on-one attention because there's so many people, right? Iconics always has, a sandblasting machine like set up and ready to go, and you can try it, but you kind of have to find that like perfect window of, one, when you're available, especially if you're working the event at all, and then two, now like, okay, how many people are ahead of me? And there's more people to show attention to. And so if you have a bunch of questions on equipment or some things, sometimes it can kind of feel like there's been a couple times we wanted to talk to like Steve with PDS, but he was so busy and we felt like we were taking him away from like sales because we weren't there for like sales at the time. But I love these smaller ones because it's just a lot less lower pressure. You can ask those questions. You can get more one-on-one, just attention. And
get all your questions really answered without feeling rushed because there's like somebody else behind you or someone's like trying to eavesdrop or you feel comfortable to ask a question that maybe you wouldn't because it's like a novice question and you don't want to seem like you don't know what you're talking about in front of like a lot of people. So with one-on-one, you'd be like, well, how does like the raster link work, or how does the Ruby save these five, you can ask those questions that maybe you wouldn't ask in around a big group so that it doesn't take up time.
Yeah. Well, and then even now, not everybody can do it because they won't have time. But like I had sent our TRBP logo to you, and I got to watch you like download it, set it up, like do the blazering because you blazered the orange. What is the blazer orange?
Blazer orange, yeah.
You put that on there first, and then I went over and took it to the Sandblaster. Now, at a conference, you're not going to have time to pull up my own logo.
You get the polished, predetermined thing.
Exactly, right. But, in the short day, we were able to, I'm still wearing it now, my necklace that I got engraved on the Trotec with Monarch Pine jewelry. JR did several hats. several cups. Like he was going around to all the stations, and if like his hands weren't busy, he felt like he had to make something else, and he very well could have if we allowed him to. We're like, listen, save some.
I got a couple Riley Black Studio hats too, which was cool, having the patch like.
Yeah.
You know, you guys engraved the patch and then going over and putting it on. So
yeah. And then just being able to ask questions on, the Mamaki and being, oh, I'm curious, how do you do this? And just see it running. But again, with that less pressure of there's other people like waiting to ask, or I'm taking them away from something. Yeah. And I enjoyed everybody who was hanging out there too. You could tell there were people who did want to buy machines, but they were just like also like hanging out and checking out everything, and then really like deciding, is this the right for me? Which one is the right one for me? And the best part is just hanging out with friends.
Yeah, right.
I love trade shows, but for me, probably the saddest part of a trade show is when I see you guys or another customer just waiting to talk to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's another 10 people I'm already with, and I just 45 minutes, an hour go by, and everybody's still waiting. It kills me. And so I love this because now you guys all get your time with us, and any question, any problem, any project, you get the answers to right then and there. So it's definitely, if you're in the area at any point, these are, I think, the best ones, but biased.
Yeah. I agree. And that's what I mean. Like too, if I'm like standing off to the side, I'm getting anxiety, feeling like I'm giving whoever I'm waiting for anxiety, because I know they see me standing off to the I know they see me standing off to the side, but they're trying to finish what they're doing, and I don't want to interrupt, but this is the third time I've come by. You know what I mean? So
I've already
the
left
person that they're talking to feels like they're holding up the chain because someone's behind them.
Yeah, and I don't want them to rush off, especially if they're going to make a sale, because I just have a question to a friend.
So, hey, just hurry up and sign that contract. I want to talk to them.
Right?
Just buy one already so we can hang out.
Right? Literally.
We got lunch to get.
So besides the events, so they tell them, you told me before, but tell people where they can figure out what's the best way for them to find out like when the next events are going to be and how to register and all that.
So we always post everything on our website, GS2Awards.com, and then we have a education and event schedule. So if you go to that tab, it'll list all of our upcoming events as we add them, and then you can register for the events there too. Majority of them are free. Some of the hands-on classes are paid classes, but that's just so we can cover food. So we also feed everybody. So with the blazering class, we bring in breakfast, catered lunch, and then we do happy hours afterwards too. So it's a steal of a deal, and you get really close with us guys. So
well, and you said too, if they end up buying equipment at the event, then they get that. Yeah.
Yep, that's free. And then so say you come, you do a blazering class, and then you have your equipment and you're all happy, everything's great, but then you realize there's more to it. We also do advanced classes too. Nice. So we will do, for sandblasting, we do basically we go into the wine bottles and in-depth wine bottles, shape carving, stage carving, creating the designs, 3D shading, and more. So there's a whole nother realm beyond the flat engraving that you see a lot of. So stand out from everybody, come do another class.
So now those advanced classes, those are also open to everyone, not just those who buy through you, or is it just for people who buy through you?
If you have experience, yes. So I know that if you did my blazering class, I know where you're at and what you're coming in with for knowledge. If you're coming in just right out of the gate and you just bought a Harbor Freight sandblaster, for instance, and then want to come in for the advanced class, you're going to rip your hair out. So we want to make sure you have a little bit of blasting time and understand the process, because it's a lot. Whenever I did a test run with somebody and I wanted to see how much we could do, and it was going to be a 2-day event, and then I was like, maybe we don't have enough material for 2 days, right? So it turned out that we were going from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day, and we still needed a third, fourth day.
Wow.
So there's a lot, and it can be very intensive. I'm going to scale it back a little, maybe do advanced 1, advanced 2. It'll even go into gilding the sandblasting with 18 karat gold as well too. So there's a whole realm.
That's fancy.
Right?
It is, I love
Yes.
it.
I have some 18 karat gold laying around.
Well, I don't think that's the
and melt
same.
it down and use it.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think I wear much of the 18 anymore.
Don't get any ideas. Not yet, at least.
Another class coming into fourth quarter that I want to do. We mentioned about the kiln work, so I want to do one on using the glass kilns and actually making pieces then that you can sandblast and sell too. So for fourth quarter, it's great for making custom one-off pieces that nobody else can get anywhere else. So then if you're doing shows or events or even just advertising on like marketplace with it, you've got something that stands out from everyone else too.
Yeah. I love that. And speaking of that, so something else that stands out, as opposed to what other people are offering, is the custom awards and like acrylic cutouts that you guys are offering now. So I've seen a couple people use those, especially with UV printing. So like, tell us how that process works.
So GS2 Awards, we firmly believe that awards should be part of everyone's business. We, in our engraving realm or our years engraving, the awards sector was what really drove our success and made us really, really amazingly profitable and great at what we were doing. So we feel that everybody should embrace the award side as well too. So we offer our 3/4 inch and 1 inch thick standard acrylic blanks, metal blanks, wood blanks as well too. But we use cast acrylic, so you can engrave it, you can UV print it. But then Allison actually wanted to spearhead this one and have the custom line launch. So on our website, you can go buy award blanks and then custom award blanks. Click on that, fill out the form when you need the awards by, upload your vector artwork, and then we produce that blank for you. So then you get it in, you can finish UV printing it, engraving it, and then sell it to your customer. If you need UV on it and you don't have UV capabilities, we can help with the UV printing as well until you can add your own UV printer. So no sales out of your wheelhouse now.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I was just thinking as you were talking, it would be cool because so we work with a local t-shirt shop, but they do a lot of just promotional stuff across the board. And we do their laser engraving for that. But it would be really cool to give them like a kind of a mock-up award in like the shape of like their logo with like the t-shirt or whatever, but just to show like the possibilities of that. And I could totally print it on my Eufy, but it'd also be nice if I could just, pay a couple bucks more and just have you print it you cut and print it and send it to me and it's already done. But having that like as a display on the table, because the coolest ones I've seen, I mean, all of them, the thicker acrylic, they stand on their own. And so doing like a t-shirt or like what's some of the other shapes that like Alicia has done or that you've done for other people?
The cowboy boots, custom logos for universities, the stock show pieces. So the pigs, the
animals,
goats, all of that. And it's crazy because an award, everyone thinks an award is just a corporate gift, right? But it goes into, if your kids are in 4-H or Scouts, it can go into that. It can go into all the team sports, into the 5K, 10K fun run events. And which I tell everybody, if you can get into race series, that's huge because you might do 6 awards for the overall, right? So male 1st through 3rd, female 1st through 3rd. But then if you talk to them about their finisher medals, now there's 500 pieces you get to do. It's like huge, just gateway sales. I love it. But yeah, so you can do that. And then even like a taxidermist could use an award of an elk. So there is no stopping on how far you can take it.
Well,
yeah, true, because those are like trophy hunts, and they taxidermy them to preserve them. So to have like, instead of just like a regular little plaque that says, like the time, the date, or whatever, like to have an acrylic
like the metal plaques are cool, right? They're very, the metal plaques, especially on like the or with acrylic and like standoffs and stuff, those are like what I would call like classic. But then it's also really nice to have the option to make something like unique and like just the acrylic blocks. I mean, we have several around our house that we got before we were even had the capabilities ourselves.
Well,
like
it
you
was.
got me one.
It was.
As the
That's what.
anniversary
That's what I was
gift.
gonna say. It's to buy gifts for her is hard because she can make it. Especially anything personalized, right? It's like you can make it, and if not, you're still gonna like tear it apart. You're gonna look at it and like,
The one
what is this
acrylic
made
block
of or
I
whatever.
have that he got. It's a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
And it was like a anniversary or some kind of gift.
It has a caricature of us,
And
a cartoon. version.
I'm turning it to the side to see like how the edges are and how good the flame polish was, and
Yeah, and I was like, I got you something that I don't think you can make. Because one, I had never seen like an acrylic block that thick, like in person. So I was like, I don't think she can do this herself. Okay, I think I'm safe. So I'm like, I got you something. I don't think you can do it yourself. Here you go.
Well, and it was UV printed. I didn't have a UV printer yet, so
yeah.
I couldn't
magical.
make it. I couldn't make it at the time, but now with the help of Braden,
now I can't buy those anymore for her.
no, you can't.
And if I do, she knows where I got it.
I was
she
going to
knows
say
where I
you can
got
order
it
it from him.
Just submit all your orders. I got your holidays covered.
right? And she'd be like, "Did you get this from Braden? This looks like Braden's work." I'm like, "Yeah."
Were you there when we did the production tour?
Yeah.
What was the awards that he was working on? Then they were like, I think they were for a race. It might have been a bike.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like orange. If that
I
rings
don't
a
know.
bell.
They were so nice because I loved how like it had the block of acrylic, but then it also was like layered and like it was like printed on the back, but then there was also like a layer on the front, and then I think maybe even like another thin layer like on the top. Like how do you come up with those designs? Because it was such a good, like it was eye catching and very dimensional. There's one thing that I love UV printing, but something you can lose with UV printing is the dimension. You really only get sometimes you only get the dimension of seeing the print through the acrylic. But when you added like another piece like on top of it, it adds that much more to it. So like, how do you come up with those?
So that was actually another sneaky method, a little tip and trick, because we used a 3/4 inch thick piece for the backer, right? And then we added the color to the back so that it radiated through all the edges. We had more facets cut on the edge so it would bounce the color around even more. But then we use 1/4 inch for that layering process. So when it was, and we use 467 MP from 3M for all of this, and that's why we sell it. So we layered that front piece with 467 and then stuck it all together. And now they had a full 1 inch freestanding award without having to pay for the 1 inch block. So it's a cost savings if you can use a semi thicker back piece and then your layers make up the extra distance for that width, and it helps them be even more freestanding. So if you're doing events and awards that are going to be outside, you want them as wide as possible or as thick as possible so that they don't blow over easily.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it just looks cool.
Yeah,
it's just like, yeah. Because I think you either printed or layered on top of even that top layer too. So like
we're using our matte black acrylic too on that, because then it has that really kind of refined industrial look, and it doesn't take fingerprints, and it prints so amazing. So I love those. We'll have to get a photo up of those, or even another blank listed online too.
Yeah. Well, because even just that shape, you can use that same shape or design for multiple of events. You just change what's printed on each section.
Yep. So mass produce the backers, and then we print to cut using Trotec for those fronts, and then print to cut those, apply them, and then that's it. So everything we sell and try to sell for everybody else or to everybody else is what we truly use every day here. And that's why we sell it, because we know how it works and that it is the best option for it. So you can save money on other things, but in the end, you're saving money with your reputation on the line if it fails.
Right. Yeah. And for that award, especially, the 3/4 inch acrylic, the UV printing, the different layers and all of that, about how much could someone possibly charge for that as well? Because awards can come with a pretty hefty...
Yeah, those could easily be over $100 a pop. So,
Yeah.
because especially if you look at it, you've got your acrylic blank, you've already UV printed the back, and so you didn't see the white backing of the UV printing. We did another print with color on there too.
Right.
So now it's essentially the 2 runs of UV printing, plus the face piece is also laser cut, UV printed, and then bonded as well. So every step adds to that premium bill for Sonos. So
yeah. Well, and then it just hopefully increases that profit margin too, because
definitely.
yeah.
And it also eliminates who else can do it the more you do.
Right.
Touche.
Yeah, and also too, once you like you were saying, once you get in with an awards, the chances that next time around that they do these, they're gonna call you because they do stand up to time and they look great.
Yeah.
And nobody else can touch it.
And, right.
Right. Yeah, it was funny. I did the awards for someone for a few years, and then I moved away, and they wanted someone local to do it because they didn't want the extra expense of shipping and all of that. And I saw their next year's awards, and I'm like, yeah, those aren't nearly as nice, are they?
Yeah. When you compare, especially like events that go on, like races or whatever, and you compare the awards from year
because
to
every
year.
year I stepped it up. I
Right.
had I mean, the first year I went, I think, way too hard because I think the first year I went straight for an inlay, which I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But, New Me, Laser Me was a lot more ambitious than Laser Me now because I wanted to try all the things and I wanted to learn, and it was great because I did learn a lot.
Right.
But now I'm like, inlay, that's going to charge you a lot of money.
I
That's going to cost a lot of money.
I was gonna say, if you caught new Laser Energy you got to steal for those
you did.
products. She
how
did
about-
not know. First, she didn't know what kind
How
of
long it was
time
gonna
it was going to take,
the
and then
amount
she
of
didn't
work.
know what to charge. So she just like, you can give me whatever. And every time it's always going to be a lot cheaper than what they got.
My best one was for a triathlon. First starting out, I didn't have a laser yet, actually, but I had a stone saw. So I took flagstone from Colorado, cut it into little bases, angled them so I could bevel the front, and then sandblasted that to even out any of the saw marks. Had that set. Went around to all the local recycling shops because they wanted a recycled upcycled award. Got recycled 1/4-inch glass, brought that in, cut it to shape, and then 3D sandblasted the back to mimic waves on water, sandblasted the face, and then paint filled with gold for a logo. And then I went and took a recycled bike rings, mounted that to the back of the glass with UV glue, and then took the entire piece and bonded that to the stone base with the UV glue as well.
Wow.
And sold them for $14 a piece.
There's no time. 30 years ago, you undercharged for that.
Yeah. So that's when you learn things.
Yes. Well, and then you also, I mean, I was even telling my friend Melody Passman the other day, she was trying to price out like a 250 to 500 piece order of keychains. And her starting point, went down from 250 to 500 in like the tier pricing. And I'm like, I think your first tier is too low, for my idea. But, I told her, I'm like, it seems like you're still making a decent profit. And she was like, I was like, make sure that you're including like your prep time and like all of that. And she's like, oh yeah, the prep time doesn't take too long. And I was like, okay, but this is still 9 sheets of material that you're printing. And this means that however long it takes for it to print, you can't print anything else. So you have to, yes, you don't have to sit there and monitor your Mamaki as much as maybe a laser necessarily, but your machine is tied up. So make sure that that's still... Yeah. Because we're all really good. Yeah, we're all really good about like diminishing how much time it'll take. And then if you have ADHD like me, you think that you can do an hour worth of stuff in like 5 minutes when it's not physically possible.
Right.
Unless it's an hour before the deadline.
Touche. But then I also told her, I was like, but if this order is like a good opportunity, it gives you some practice. You can't necessarily learn how long things take until you do them. So sometimes your first and second order, you'll underprice, and then you'll be like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this for any less than, this amount. And that's what it kind of happened with those awards too, was, each year I'm kind of like, she wanted them to be like extra, and like, they were for like restaurants who are getting like, awards, and, she wanted like, them to be like top notch, but then also because she was paying for it out of her own money, she didn't want to pay a lot for them. And it's like, we're going to have to lose something here. And so then, it was just funny. The first year I didn't do them, they might have even been sublimated. If not, maybe just UV printed, very flat, very plain, and all the other ones that I had done for her had stands and, stood on their own. And I wish I had known about GS2 Awards prior to all the work that I did, because, oh my God, let me tell you too. The one of them I did in red pearl acrylic, and the acrylic had variations in the thickness, not even like from one side to the other, like in the same 2-inch base that I had made to stick into the
now
slot.
I remember it. Yep. Now I remember that award.
Like, I'm like, so now I have to fit it at its widest, but then now it's like kind of falling off on this side. And I'm like, I'm not going to engineer a tapered, like, no. And so Nate was like, all right, well, what glue am I going to use for this situation? I wish I would have known about UV resin, because that would have been perfect for that. But, it was just like, there's just so much work. And I was charging, I think $25 an award. And I remember posting the award in one of the groups and was like, how much would you charge for this? And everyone was like 35, 45. I was like, fuck. And so when she wanted like, a discount or something more affordable next year, I'm like, I can't. I'm tapping out. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Not
Makes
for
it
me.
hard.
Yeah.
So whenever we do custom awards, we're slow on big samples, right? Because we actually produce it from start to finish and then photograph the actual piece instead of a digital rendering of what it could look like. So, and I feel like we probably could have gotten more sales by doing a digital rendering, because it would have been faster, and then other people can come in with their digital. But by doing the actual sample, we truly knew what it was going to take, the time it took, and then the customer got to see everything and then tweak it as needed from there. Which you can't see from just a flat rendering. But
yeah, and I mean, the digital renderings, it's always so difficult to try and, we know we have an idea of what it's going to look like in the end, right? Because we have that experience, but our customer doesn't. They can only and then you run the risk of, what did their brain say that this final product was going to look like? And if the two don't match, then you run into, and I mean, there's ways to do like a 2D or 3D like rendering, potentially in like Illustrator, but that's again another skill you have to learn. It's still a flat image.
And a lot of times renderings never really look like the final piece, just because of
wood grain
reality, reality, right? Like physics and stuff. Like, you can, just because you could draw like a car lowered doesn't mean we can lower it that much. You know what I mean? Like it can't be lowered like that. So it still looks like it. It's just there's a little bit more wheel gap in there than it was in the rendering, because you won't be able to drive that one. You want to be able to drive it, right? So the renderings always are great, but that, I think, actually making the piece and showing it's like, this is what you're going to be getting.
So then, and how do you charge for that? Do you do like I
include it just because usually those are like big enough orders that I mean, we've had them 10,000, 20,000 pieces. So it's worth doing the renderings and trying it and switching it. But we've had some where they came in and they wanted text cut out, and they didn't understand why the centers of A's and O's had to have a bridge. Because in the rendering, it didn't have it. I'm like, there's this thing, gravity.
Yeah. Well, and then, so for the bigger jobs where you just include it, have they already like paid an invoice, or do you risk like making that one and then them not
I risk making it, and
Okay.
then because generally we're putting in enough time in negotiations that it's
Right.
it could be a 2-3 month process to get some of those nailed down.
Right.
So it's worthwhile for us, but then we've got gigabytes of designs that never made it to life. So we can just pull any of those designs and actually make them into new awards. So we're also making our own catalog for future use too.
True. And it's
When
more
you
of
get
like
better.
a calculated risk too, because you know that this is likely, and then also you do a really good job on the rendering, and that's just gonna kind of like seal the deal, but then also help explain the value in it too,
Yep.
because then they get to see like how
And
it
they're
looks
part
like.
of it. So they see it and they've got their vision that they wanted to see for the award, right? So they see the actual piece and then they tell you what needs to be changed and they see their actual vision come to life with their input. So I always say they're emotionally drawn to your company now too. So build that relationship and the business side of it too. So you're pretty much, if you don't mess it up, you're guaranteed to have repeat business.
Yeah. True. The key is
But
not messing it up.
Right.
on the pricing side, there's one thing that I've always had in the back of my head that no one ever really talks about, right? So I'm not an accountant by any means. Don't take tax advice from me or what. So whenever you're self-employed, right? You have to pay income tax, and then Colorado we have self-employment tax.
Right.
So in the back of my head, whenever I'm pricing out something, I add up those two percentages, which is almost 30%. So then I ask myself, am I okay selling this 30% less? And then I adjust my pricing because that money's gone. So yeah. So in the back of your head, if you're doing wholesale pricing, large pricing, know what else that loss can be from taxes and everything else that you got to pay on top of the materials. And then I think it'll help guide your business and be more profitable in the future too.
Yeah, that's a good point. We can all use help on pricing stuff.
Right. Because it's also more than just time. You have to do, you have to take into consideration perceived value. Because just because your time says it should cost this, someone might look at that and be like, oh, well, that's cute. That's not premium.
Right.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it has to be priced at a certain mark so people can look at it as premium.
Right.
And then it's also a different kind of buyer.
Yeah.
Like we say as well. Like the person that'll buy something for $50 and someone that'll buy it for $100 looks at the same piece a lot differently.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. And I mean, into the custom award arena too, if you're making the custom award and finding a way to make it special and unique, one, that adds into the value, right? And it also reduces, like you were saying earlier, the amount of people who can do the same thing. Everyone can go and almost everyone can go to JDS and grab the award blanks, and those have their place too. But then if you have that client who wants a little bit more of that premium award, you can have a step up from
or just
someone else
a little
who's
more
just doing
control in the
other
design.
stuff. Yeah. Well,
That's
that's the
another big
hard
thing.
part too.
And your production cycle.
Right. Well, and like those blanks, they're expensive. And then trying to like line up, now I have to get all of my artwork to fit in like this teardrop shape, or I need all of my artwork to fit in like a rectangle and look balanced, because there's been several that I made where this is the size of the award blank, but now I have all this weird empty space at the top and bottom, and either have to figure out like a nice little like filigree to go above it or below it, and I'm just kind of like filling space. But if I know what information I want on the award, now I could do it in a shape that fits that information that I want to put on there, rather than trying to make my stuff fit the award. You can do it the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Go custom all the way.
And order from GS2, right?
So I think it's a great time to tell people where they can find you, find information, and all that.
So GS2Awards.com, our website. We have all of our Trotec laser information there, iconic sandblasting information. So we distribute for Trotec, Iconics, and then all of our material supplies. And most importantly, the classes and education list is on there as well. We're heavy on Facebook as well for GS2 Awards, but then we also have our own tips and tricks page as well too. So it's laser engraving tips and tricks by GS2 Awards. So if you ever have questions or need help, ask them there. I always say the group's not as active as other groups, but
Yeah.
we don't go in and just post fluff to post for the algorithm. So
Right.
whenever someone needs true help, that's where you want to go.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Perfect. And well, that'll do it for our Gen Pop version of the podcast.
Yes.
Be sure to join Patreon to get all the extra deets that we're about to get into. But the life update is coming up next. And it's a life update.
It is.
A lot's happened. We
is.
have, between the two of us, we have 0 vehicles. Because she totaled hers. And
You broke
I
yours.
decided to play YouTube mechanic and broke a piece. And then I said, you know what? I'm done. I give up.
You retired from YouTube.
I'm
mechanicking.
calling, yes, mechanic, anything to do with the powertrain, engine.
Yeah.
And so I'm not doing it myself anymore.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it's like an oil change that I can do. But
Right.
or changing a battery, routine stuff. But anything else, when it comes to changing sensors, I'm going to leave the professionals. You know, I always tell I'm a professional cameraman.
Right.
Like, that's what I do.
Leave it to you.
So I'm going to leave the mechanics to the mechanics.
Right.
Because I thought there are 2 sensors right next to each other. Thought I was working on the right one because I was watching YouTube videos, but apparently I wasn't watching close enough. And then I broke this one.
They looked really similar.
Right. It was this one. So I was like, oh, okay, I was working on the wrong one. So I did this one, changed it, worked flawlessly just like the YouTube videos.
Yep.
Then I went to plug in all the connectors, and the one that I was having trouble with, I broke off. So I had to go buy the piece, and then I tried again to do it myself.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Didn't want to break anything any further,
Yeah.
and then called the mechanic and towed the van over there because I was afraid to drive it without the sensors, just in
Right.
case.
Yeah. We don't know, but we
Right.
don't want to find
I don't
out.
want to. I
so-
don't want to mess anything up anymore. So
please.
paid $100. Had the van towed over there,
Yeah.
and he's working on it. And he said he might be able to do it today, but
Yeah.
I think he has to take the whole manifold off to get to it,
Right.
and he might think that he can just get it from outside.
Yeah.
But maybe he can.
Maybe he
because
can.
he's a mechanic and he does it all the
Right.
time.
Right.
I can work miracles editing that people are like, oh, you got to do the whole thing over. I'm like,
Right.
no, you don't got to do the whole thing over. We can do this.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case and we get the van back today. But yeah, so that's part of it.
Yeah. So
And,
my car obviously gone out of commission, totaled. And then
You're out of
approximately,
commission.
this is true. And then I can't even drive. So even if we get a rental, I can't
Right.
drive said
Right.
rental yet. Hopefully next week. But then like 2 weeks later, the check engine light came on your van, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, great,
Perfect. It was literally taking the boys to the park. I turned the car on, and all the lights come on the dash
And one
like
of them-
normal, and then the check engine light just didn't turn off. And I was like, oh, well, that's nice. That's perfect timing. And then I was like, hoping, praying to God that it was just a sensor,
Right.
because that happens time
Right.
to time. Praying that it wasn't something like the transmission.
Right.
Because when I was reading up on what can trigger
Right.
the check engine light, transmission was one of them.
Right.
And I was like, oh, please don't be that.
Right.
And luckily it was just a sensor, and
Yeah.
I thought I could do it myself, and not really. But
Yeah.
I learned something that if it's a steady check engine light, you're pretty good
have
to like
time.
drive.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can drive. If the check engine light
It's
is flashing, shut it down and tow it to wherever you're going. So I
Good to
learned
know.
that.
Didn't know that.
Thank you, AutoZone.
Fun fact: take our mishaps as a learning.
That's what we're
yeah.
here. That's what we're for here
Yeah.
at the Rally Black.
The
Project.
learning channel.
The learning.
Wait, no, don't say that. That's TLC.
No, that's TLC.
That is trademarked. We
Which
are
is
not the learning
really
channel.
much learning anymore.
No, you're learning how to
90 Day
marry
Fiancé.
somebody and marry someone you shouldn't and whatever.
Well, and they're also the Little Johnsons
Oh, right.
movie
Yeah.
or show.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So you're still in a boot. Hopefully we get that off.
Yeah.
We're heading over to Colorado for the celebration of life, and it just so happens to time up perfectly.
Literally
with,
the same day.
with Braden's event,
Yeah.
which is cool. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hard day. Like because although we are celebrating his
Right.
life,
Yeah.
he's not gonna be there,
Right.
and all his friends are gonna get to we're all gonna
Yeah.
be together. So it's gonna be, yeah.
Yep.
But we have some.
It's gonna be heavy, but like good at the same time,
Right.
Because like he picked out his own music.
He was
you know.
working on the playlist,
Yeah.
like up to like
Yeah.
when it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, and reminiscing
So,
and stuff. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was writing down songs. And it was fun kind of watching him listen to some of his old favorite songs because then he still had like, those flip things of CDs. Yeah, so he still had all that and he was flipping through them and putting some in and then he'd listen and he'd write down a song and he's like kind of, jamming and stuff.
Right.
So it was actually fun for me to watch him and because, just music is very powerful and it kind of just brings you back to like where you were when that was your favorite song and where you were listening to it every day.
That's time traveling.
Yeah. And it was, what car were you in? Where were you driving to?
Yeah.
Like I remember all of that when it comes to certain songs. So yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's happening because it was kind of just like this, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen?
Right.
Waiting. And so it kind of felt like, I don't know. It didn't feel like you couldn't really like move on completely. Like you need this as like the final like closure chapter. We'll go visit, where he was buried and stuff too. So yeah, it'll be a little.
JR wrote him a note.
He did, and yeah. So that was very sweet and cute, and yeah. So I will read that to Dad when we get there. But yeah.
Yeah. That's what we got going on over here. So yeah, so we're gonna try. We've been, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah.
It's been a rough couple months for our consistency.
It's been,
we've had a solid 5-year run.
And we've missed 1 or 2 episodes
for the
most.
holidays, and those were usually for the holidays.
Yeah, well, and then one of them, it was like, okay, no, I'm gonna have to stop out now. And then the car accident, that was literally, it happened 30 minutes before we were supposed to record,
and we haven't bounced back yet.
Right, and so now we're doing the best, and I'm sure you guys understand to a certain extent when sometimes like your best may not be what you'd want it to be, but you're doing, and so that's what we're doing.
And then we're also adding a bunch of travel to the schedule as well, so that's taking up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, I will say that there's a lot of good things that we can't talk about right now, but there's a lot of good things that are kind of in the mix too, that are also like pulling us away, because part of it too was, we had, his passing and then my car accident, and then we had 2 trips. This is our 3rd trip. We've gone on 10 trips and it's June. We will have gone on 10 trips as of this weekend. And 2 of them were like personal and unexpected, but then we also got work in stuff in too. But then, it still takes you away from, what you need to do back home. Yeah. So, and then you have 2 kids and summer and them getting out of school and then them having a half schedule.
Right.
Like we had to do.
This is the first like full day we get.
Yeah.
Since summer
started.
Since
daycare.
Because
even then, Jackson got out at 2:30. He was home by 3.
Right.
And so, yes, we could still continue to work past 3.
I gotta go.
Oh,
I gotta go pick up my mom.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
But anyway, so we're trying. We're getting there. We see the lights, not the bad light, the good light. We see, things getting brighter and smoother.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. So thank you for sticking there with us. But
it's been another great episode of the Right Back Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done. The Right Back Project. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Nino, I'm recording.